Oh, I've snapped that needle. Hello everyone and Merry Almost Christmas. And since it is getting close to Christmas, I thought it was only fair to start making some Christmas content. I've been forced.
Freeze! Get on your knees right now!
But to be fair, I have seen creators making Christmas content since October, and that's far too soon. Halloween hasn't even passed by then, and they're already making Christmas videos. Like, get a grip.
Stop it!
But I'm not going to overload everyone with Christmas crap. I'm only going to do a couple of videos because I don't like Christmas. So today, I thought I would try a little needle felting Christmas scene. And I think it's in like an embroidery hoop. I just bought this little kit on Amazon. And I did needle felting quite a while ago. I tried to make a little... Oh wait, I think I've still got it actually. Ah, here it is. So I made this terrifying creature, which was supposed to be a lot cuter than what it actually is. I made mine terrifying. But I actually quite liked this. And I thought mine had a lot of character. And I actually enjoyed making it. It just didn't obviously look like what it was supposed to look like. And this is basically the same concept. However, I'm going to be making a lovely, cute little winter scene. Like, look at that. How adorable. How very, very festive in Christmas. So let's get this opened and hope I don't stab myself with the horrible needles. The needles for felting are so incredibly sharp. It's so dangerous. And I know I'll end up stabbing myself. Okay, let's get this open. See what I'm working with. If I can open the bag. There we go. Alright, so I've got a lot of instructions. It's fun. This actually looks a lot easier to do than the teddy bear I tried to do last time. The teddy bear was impossible. This looks a lot more manageable. I've got some needles there, a bit of felt, a little squidgy block, and some more fabric stuff. So I assume I'm going to need to put this thing into here. I don't know how you're supposed to get the fabric so tight on this. I wish they'd started this bit off for us. Oh, I've just realised it's got a picture on the back. Oh, maybe I need that.
You think?
I didn't even see that. How blind am I? It's literally got a picture, like a stencil, of what you're supposed to use. I was just gonna go in blind. Seriously, Ant, open your eyes. Well, that makes more sense, doesn't it? I'm such an idiot. That could have ended really badly if I hadn't spotted my mistake when I did. Right, perfect. So now, I just need to start my steps. Imagine if I'd done it back to front, and all of that lovely detail of what I'm supposed to be doing was actually on the back, and I had no idea. It's because I just rush into things, I really do. I'm proper terrible for it. Right, step one is... Oh, it even tells you step one. Put the image at the front. So we're gonna go for the dark blue first for the sky. Alright, I can manage that. And these are the needles that are absolutely lethal. If you get one of them in your skin, you'll know about it. It's so painful. So we're basically just colouring this entire bit blue. I've just realised I've put the image on a little bit kind of skew-if, but that's fine. And my little foam blocks under, perfect. Just stab away. And the thing is, I know I'm not much of like a textile person, and textiles don't tend to agree with us, but for some reason with needle felting, I actually really enjoy it. I don't know why. I think there's something about it that's just incredibly relaxing. And I think as well, because it's quite an easy craft for a textile. If you're wanting to do textiles and you're a beginner, and you want something that doesn't feel too complicated, there's not like a very specific technique to it, I would try needle felting, because it's basically just stabbing. You're just stabbing wool stuff into fabric, and then that's it. Super, super easy. And you can really, if you're an angry person, get like a proper bit of aggression out on it. Like, look at that. Yeah, you little bitch. So if you've got anger issues, perfect craft. It's gonna relax you so much. I think the good thing about something like this as well is it's very easy to like manipulate the felt and stuff. I don't really know what material you would call it. Is it felt or is it wool? I don't know. It's very easy to just kind of drag it and kind of prod it where you need it to be. Beautiful. Look at that. We're making a great start. Look at that lovely bit of sky. Gorgeous. I am realising as I've started this, I forgot how long it takes to actually do this, but that's fine. Oh, and also I thought I'd give you a little health update because I know I've got like a couple of things going on at the moment. So regarding my little nose friend, I rang outpatients and tried to figure out when my appointment was actually going to happen. And they said that the appointment had been accepted, like the referral from the doctor, and that I was on a waiting list. And I was like, all right, fair enough. I was like, how long's the waiting list? 9 months. Not 9 weeks, 9 months. So I'm gonna have my little nose friend for a little bit longer until I can figure out what this thing is in my nose. And then also regarding my gut situation, which obviously I was quite panicked about and worried about at the time. I still need to do like another sample and stuff like that, but I recently cut out some oats I was eating for my breakfast and a very specific oat milk, because on the packaging it doesn't say gluten-free. Even though it doesn't say that it contains gluten, it just doesn't say gluten-free. And I swapped my oats and the milk out, and for some reason, well, I know what the reason is, it's made my gut a million times better. So I'm thinking all the issues I've had was because of gluten, and obviously my milk or my oats were way more contaminated than they used to be, and beforehand I could tolerate it and now I can't. Obviously I'll wait till my sample goes back, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a normal sample this time and it's not going to be abnormal, I hope. And if that's the case, then I know it's all to do with my gluten, and if it is to do with my gluten, then I'm hoping to get a test to see if I've got celiac disease, because I think I do. If I don't have celiac disease, I've got a very high intolerance to gluten. So I'm a lot more chilled, I'm a lot more happy, and I'm a lot more relaxed than what I was previously, because I no longer think it's the worst case scenario. I think it's not too bad. Just in case anyone was worried or anything, because I was worried. I was shitting myself. I was literally shitting myself, but also mentally I was shitting myself. But I think I'm gonna be alright. And one thing I find weird as well, like when I had like gut issues beforehand and I was trying to figure out what was wrong with us, I never thought diet could play such a big part in kind of your gut and just the way you feel. And I know that sounds stupid because it seems pretty obvious, but as someone who never really even thought about it, I just thought, I don't know, I didn't think it was made up or anything, but I just thought people exaggerated it. But seriously, diet, and especially if something doesn't agree with you or something makes you poorly, it makes you feel so poorly, it makes you feel dreadful. It really, really does. And it's not just like a gut thing either. Like, it affects everything. It makes you feel bad, it makes you feel awful and depressed, and you just, I don't know, you just don't feel well in yourself. You've got no energy or anything. So I am happy that I've kind of almost self-diagnosed myself into what's happening, and I'm pretty sure that's what's going on with us. Sorry for worrying everyone if anyone was worried.
Couldn't care less.
And I didn't say it for like shits and giggles or anything, or nothing like that, or for any attention. I was genuinely very, very worried and concerned. It's just surprising, like a little ingredient like gluten can cause so much havoc. And I know I've said it before, but people who are gluten-free and stuff, it's not a healthy thing, it's a literal health thing. It's because the ingredient of gluten, whatever it is, just makes people who can't tolerate it very, very sick. And weirdly enough, I changed my full diet because obviously I thought the worst and stuff, so I've cut out basically all red meat from my diet. And I was thinking about going back to like my original food that I was eating, but I was like, why? Because, you know, you're not supposed to eat too much red meat and it is bad for you, so I'll have it now and again, but I'm gonna eat it sparingly. I could easily be a vegetarian, to be fair, if I wanted to, because I don't eat like a shitload of meat or anything. But the only reason I choose not to be a vegetarian or a vegan or anything is because I'm already obviously on a restricted diet, and I don't particularly want to restrict it any more than it is. But I do try to make like sensible choices and stuff and cut out meats and animal products if and when I can, but I don't really set rules for myself. And I think that's quite a healthy way to look at things, isn't it? I think that's why a lot of people struggle with kind of diets and everything, because they think of a diet as like a one-time thing, and they start it and they probably keep it up for like a week or two or a couple of months, and then after the diet's finished, they go back to the original stuff that they were eating. And I always see it, if you're wanting to be a bit healthier or you want to lose weight or whatever you're wanting to do, don't go on like a diet. I can't stand proper diets. They irritate the life out of us. What I think you should do is just kind of like cut one thing out or replace one thing and just change the normal things that you eat and incorporate that into your actual diet rather than a diet. I don't think diets work. People might disagree with us and stuff, and that's absolutely fine. It's just my take on it. I just think going on diets and stuff are just a complete and utter waste of time. It's more of like a lifestyle choice. And that's if you want to do it as well. No one's forcing you. Do whatever the hell you want to do with your body. Oh, I've snapped that needle. Like, don't feel pressured or guilted into doing something you don't want to do. It's your body, your life, your choice. And I'm a massive believer in making your own decisions and making your own choices to benefit you or to not benefit you or whatever it is. Don't let anyone else tell you what you can or can't do with your own body and your own lifestyle and everything like that. And if they do try to do that and they do try to make you feel guilty or shitty about them, just tell them to fuck off. That's my take on it. Usually people who try to tell you to do things and that you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that and giving you all these kind of rules and stuff, they're usually the people who are very, very unhappy with themselves. They might on the outside look like they're having a lovely time and they've got all their shits together and stuff, but deep down they'll just be like this, I don't know, this shitty mess. But yeah, that's my little pep talk. If it was a pep talk, I don't know whether it was, but just don't let people make you feel like shit. Life's too short and there are way more concerning things in the world than people being knobs to you. And it's like, oh, I've touched a button with myself.
I'm never gonna stop crying!
It's like little things as well, like if you want to lie in and someone tries to make you feel guilty about lying in, or you kind of, I don't know, just don't want to do something that day and someone makes you feel guilty about it, don't let them. Like, other people get fun out of different things and that's fine. Just because someone doesn't do a certain thing that this person does doesn't mean that's the right thing to do or that's the thing that makes you happy. That might make that person happy, but it might make you miserable. We're all different. Screw them. Can't stand people who tell you what to do. That's why I would say do whatever the hell you want to do.
I want to eat the TV.
Okay, I'm about half an hour into this and I've barely got anything done. Look at that. I've only done that tiny, tiny little section of sky and I've got all of this to do. So I'm going to shut up talking.
Oh, thank God.
And I'm going to speed through this and try and get as much done as I possibly can. I'm going to put some songs on, or I might start watching Schitt's Creek from the beginning. That always inspires us. And speed through it and we'll see if I'll get this fully finished. Okay, so unfortunately, I'm gonna have to stop, and it's actually not because I want to stop, because I was actually really enjoying this. However, all the needles that they've given us, and they only gave us 3, I've snapped them all. So I can't physically do it anymore, which is a shame because I was actually really getting into it. So I got this bit done. Obviously, I've got a sky with a moon, and I started on some mountains and trees and some like Christmas lights. Obviously, if we look at the original, I don't think mine was ever gonna look exactly like theirs. You look at something like this and you think it looks really easy and you think, oh, that's a piece of paste, that's fine. But when you actually come to do it, you realise how much intricate detail is included in this. It's mind-blowing, it really is. But I'm really happy with what I've actually made. And to be fair, I might buy some little needles online and finish this at a later date because I think this is going to look really cute. I find it so relaxing. Needle felting or needle punching or whatever it's called. It's just a really chill textile craft. Proper, not stressful or anything. I'm really, really into it.
What have you done with him?
But hopefully you have enjoyed today's video, even though I obviously didn't get as far as I wanted to with this. But if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know if you'll be tempted to do one of these at some point. I think a lot of my followers would actually really enjoy this. I think this would be a nice little craft for you. I think a flat, like embroidered picture is way easier than making a 3D object. It's so much easier. It's still quite tricky, but a lot easier than this. But anyway, I'll see you on Friday for some more Christmas crafts. Believe it or not, I only stabbed myself about 3 times and it didn't draw blood. It was still painful, but it wasn't as bad as the last time I did it. The last time, I'm pretty sure I went to bone. I really, really got myself. But this one, it was just like a light little prick. And who doesn't like a light prick?